Hello, welcome to Craft and Knickknacks. Join me as I do my November bullet journal plan with me. Here's a flip through of how it will look like once we're done with the plan with me. I made a few mistakes and covered it with whiteout, and that's fine. Before we start, let me show you my October flip through. You can see here my cover page and my highlights of the month, and here is my calendar and my tracker. I failed to update them and finish them actually, but that's okay. And now I'm flipping through my weeklies and daily pages. And then at the end of the last week of October, I did a review as I usually do. Let's get started. I haven't really decided what to do for this month's decoration. I just grabbed a piece of washi tape that I recently bought from Craft Beauty Shop, and I thought, okay, let's just stick some random washi on the pages and see how it goes. I tried designing with other washis. This one is from Baby Glider, but I figured it doesn't go well, so I took another color of the same style of washi, again from Craft Beauty Shop, and cut it and tried to do some kind of a distressed effect. So I just randomly stripped and cut the washi to make a design, pretty much like how I used to with my other journals, and put them in the pages. The two pages I'm working on now is my November monthly page and my highlights of the month page. You can see here me drafting or drawing the word November. I thought I'd put in some washi to cover it or to spell November, but I realized I didn't have the time to actually finish that, so you'll see me erasing this in a bit and just writing with my fountain pen. The fountain pen I'm using is Franklin Cristoph Model 02 Amber with a 1.1 nib, and I'm using Troublemaker inks with a custom color that I had made in the Manila Fountain Pen Show 2018 last Saturday. Next, keeping up with the theme, I'm putting in the washi again, this time for the calendar page. I am alternating the strips of washi. I have two colors, one dark brown and one light brown, or more of a gray brown and an orange brown. And I'm putting them in the page and using it to decorate it. I moved around some of the washi so the calendar will fit. After I'm satisfied with the placement of my washi, I am now drawing my calendar. I've been using this calendar style for quite some time now, and I really enjoy drawing and using it. I measured the boxes to have 4 spaces vertically and horizontally. The labels or the days of the weeks are 2 spaces by 4 spaces. I draw my calendar in pencil first because sometimes I do make mistakes, and whenever I feel confident that I don't need to use a pencil, that's when I make the most mistakes. And even here, after drawing the calendar in pencil, I didn't realize I made a mistake in measuring, so one of the days is shorter in terms of space. So to remedy that, I got out my correction tape and cover whatever mistake that I made. You'll see me here testing it out in a scrap piece of paper first because I haven't tried using a correction tape with a fountain pen. And since fountain pens are more pointy than ballpoint pens, I figured I have to try it out first, and it worked, so I proceeded with fixing whatever mistake that I have. The only problem is the correction tape is white and my paper is cream colored, but I really don't mind mistakes, or I've learned how to deal with them, live with them, so this is fine with me. In order to put a label on my monthly calendar, I decided to use a stamp. I bought 2 new ink pads that are Versa Magic, and I wanted to try them out in my bullet journal first, so I went to the back page where I do my pen and ink test and tried out the 2 colors. Although I know these inks won't bleed through the pages or even the washi tape because they are chalk ink, I wanted to test out the colors and see which one is better to use with my color scheme. In the end, I decided to use the dark brown ink. And since on the right side of the page I'm using the washi as headers, I decided to add one more in the calendar page to serve as the header for my events block. Using my wooden stamps with the typewriter type of font, I started stamping the words that I use for headers. Kaganapan for events, lion for goals, takda for to-dos, and tandaan for remember. You'll see me flipping through the pages because I want to make sure I remember them correctly because I don't use these words very often. And this is why I use Filipino in my titles or my headers, so I get to use more words in my local language. And then after stamping all my headers, I go ahead and clean them. I make it a habit to clean my stamps immediately after using them so I can store them after using. Next, taking my Zig Clean Color Real Brush Pen in Brick Beige, I'm coloring the boxes for my Days of the Week labels. I color this in to give them a pop of color and to distinguish them from the other part of the calendar. Then I proceeded to numbering my calendar 1 to 30 for the days of November. I forgot to not color in or not draw the lines of the days that are not part of November, but it's okay. I then took another color fountain pen and used that to mark the days or the birthdays and holidays for the month of November. And then using my Franklin Cristoph pen again, I'm referencing and logging in the dates from my feature log into my November monthly calendar. And then after putting them in the calendar, I'm putting in the details at the kaganapan or events area, events block of my calendar page. Next, I put in my goals for the month, my monthly to-dos, and things that I want to remember. The goals are based on what I did not finish the past month and any new projects that I want to tackle for this month. My to-dos are usually leftover to-dos from the previous month or the past week, or something that I plan to do specifically on this month. And then the things to remember are things that I've put in my weeklies or monthly pages the previous months that I want to remember for this month. Moving on to the final spread of my monthly layout, I am again putting in the same set of washis and just randomly pasting them on the page. I then took again my stamps and stamped the headers. On the left is my tracker, which I call Talaan, and on the right is my Pananalapi or my finances page. And then again, you'll see me cleaning my stamps and organizing them because I want to be able to keep them or pack them away as soon as I'm finished with using them. And then comes the most tedious part of making my layout, which is drawing the different calendars for my tracker and the weeks for my financial tracker. The financial tracker is something actually new that I've implemented last month, and I'll do a separate video discussing how I track things. And that's it. Thank you for joining this Plan With Me video. Until next month, bye! If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, and if you haven't already, click subscribe.